Welcome back, my dear friends. Today we are going to create the login and sign up functions. Functions in the sense we will map it, the data which we will pass from here, it will go to the server and it will store it, which the server which we already have created. And we will also extend some of the functions, which is this API key function, not API key, sorry, API service function. So here we are simply returning the JSON, but if error comes, how to handle those errors, we will see in this tutorial. And there is one bug which I noticed few days back when I was using the React Native inputs for one of my applications. So the bug was like when we type here something very fast, and it is, yeah. So as you can see, it is lagging somewhere, and see what happened all of a sudden. So this is a bug I noticed inside my application, and see the cursor where it came. So since it is a random text, so you can't recognize it, but suppose I write something meaningful here, which is INDIA. I wanted to write India, but it happened something like this: mingled, mingled, mingled. The text was jumping. So it was a bug which I found, and I got a solution for that also. So we will see how to solve this issue very first. And for that we have a not input, we have this input text where we have to do some tweaks and changes. So what happened is, what I noticed what is happening, so that is also, that is what I will show you here. But if I am going to show you that, then we have to rearrange our lot of components. But yeah, let's do it. Okay, so this is our text input. We will copy this text input after the logo on change. Okay, let's remove most of the things of it and just give a style. styld style equal to styles dot something, which is I have used here, which is input box. So let's copy it here and paste it inside the styles object somewhere here, and use this one as the style for this. Not here, but yeah, styles dot input box. Now we will just refresh the application. Okay, why it is taking a lot of time? Because some issue is there, and the issue is of style equal to, I think I'm correct here. Okay, so if something like this, if you don't get the exact error, open the console and it will give you the error. So field this field, what is the field? Okay, let's check if we have field is there, then why the error is here. It is input text. Okay, so I think we copied this also from there. Okay, let's remove this, and then we will refresh this application, and then error has gone away, and the UI has been here. So we will dismiss this, and now I am typing, but yeah, data is not coming. That is fine, because we have to use one for on change equal to change. So we'll do something like value equal to blank, and then we will check again. Okay, so okay, we'll do one thing. We'll create a local state for this component. Oh my god. Then create a simple variable like value is equal to blank, and then we will give this variable as this dot state, not state dot value. Or let's do something, go to react native, okay, then framework, and meanwhile we will do this refactoring, then on change text function will be this dot on change value val. Okay, on change val, we'll create a function here, simple function which is on change val. Then here it will come well, this dot set state, and we'll set the state value equal to well. Now we will refresh this application. Man, getting started. And now if I type something here, see, it is slow, little bit slow. So since I just refreshed the application, so if you keep typing, there is a point comes in which it becomes very slow. So I don't know why it is. I'm unable to reproduce that bug, but yeah, that bug is there. So this input is very slow sometimes. It happens, it lags. So what happens is when we pass this function, which is on change on text, not here, but somewhere here. So when you pass this, it take it takes some time to update the value, which is this value, which comes from field which we pass here, and which goes here inside this value equal to value. So it comes from here itself, this dot props dot value. Yeah, so it lags actually, it takes some time to update. So that is the reason this error comes. Not here we have to pass, but here. Yeah, so that is the reason why right now it's not reproducing, but yeah, sometimes it happens. So we'll fix that issue, and for that I have a solution which I'll give you. I'll remove this function. We don't have to do anything here. We'll go here and then save, and we'll go inside our component function. We'll create a state, and then we'll create a value. Value will be empty, and then instead of setting this value, we will set this dot state dot value. So this is not the actual solution. The solution we are implementing, it is in the process. I'm just refreshing the app so that you get some idea what is happening. So yeah, so as you see, we have the value is not getting set. So now the second thing which we have to do, the function which is we have passed here from the props which we got from here, we have to pass it from the state. So the value which we are directly passing from here to here, now that we will pass it from state. So the second thing which we have to do is, instead of this, we will create this dot on change text, and then we'll create a function here which is on state change. Here we will get the value value, then here we will change it like this dot set state. Here will be the first object value. So with the help of ES6, we map the value which we got from this input inside our state and in the callback function. So in the callback function, because set state is async, that is the reason. So in the callback function we will use the props on change text, so this one which we are getting from props. So now we will use this dot props dot on change text, and we will pass this value is this, and now we will check what is happening. It is not complete, but yeah, we'll see what is happening again. So I think this is working fine. Now if I want to type INDIA India, I'm typing correct. I want to type Goa is correct. Then Mississippi, it is also working fine, and when we are deleting, it is working absolutely fine. But yeah, suppose you have to pass the values which are default values, right? So when you see here, like right now our value, which is the props value, is blank. So when we do this dot props dot value, it will be blank for us. So oh my god, yeah, so this we should not do here, because once we will change the text, the value will be updated. So we'll do here, and my keyboard reload has some issues, so I'll do this. And now if you see here, some three times it came, but I think here only input text 58, yeah. So value is not there, that is fine. But suppose if you have a default value which you will pass from here, at that time what will happen? Because we are this is empty because our state is empty. So if you type something here, it will take it from there, right? Yeah. So that is the problem. So this default value from the beginning, if you have to pass, like suppose you are editing a form, which is, of course, sign up form you can't edit because it's a one way. You pass the data from here, it will go. So suppose you are editing a profile, and you have to populate the values into the input field. So that value will come from this dot props dot values value, okay, and that you have to set inside this value for each and every what do you say, input box. How will you do that? So for that, I want to do, once the component will render, uh, it should map the value, which is this dot props dot value, for each input first time, one time, because after we are changing, we are automatically mapping it here. We are giving this value, so on change text is updating this value automatically on the second time, but on the first time when it is loading, it is not updating or mapping. What do you say? Anything? So for that, we'll do component component and did mount. We can directly do this dot props dot value here, but let's not do this. Make the state as it is, okay. And then this is not the coding convention for React. We should not change the state inside this component did mount, but this is a hack, this is a trick, you can say, because it is a bug from their side. So we did here, and now this will work perfectly. That's the one change here, one change here, one function here, one function here, and we got the solution, which took for us 10 minutes. That is fine. And now we are ready to go, and this file we have to close it, not an issue. Wrong component will receive process duplicate. Okay, so it has been deprecated, not a problem. And yeah, this we will refactor after some time. First we will what do you say, create our functions. And one more thing, we have to create this component as a container component, because we are going to use the store which we have created for the redux. So the very first thing, that is, we have to import the connect function from redux. So that is not redux, but that is actually react redux. Import connect from react redux, and we will paste this import statement above all our local component statements, which will go here. And then we have to connect our component, which is here. So as you see, this is a redux form is a higher order component. So if we do something like export default, then we have to connect here, two functions will go, then here our function will go. So we'll pass this one inside this, and I think this is fine. Yeah, so here we'll pass let's pass, what do we pass? Null, for the sake of confirming that our application is not breaking anywhere. And there you go. So this connect, we have connected it. But suppose you have a multiple functions, right? Suppose you have one more higher order component that will go somewhere, HOC component that will go here, and then you will pass your sign up a component name here, then something will go here, right? So this seems little bit complicated. This will become complicated if you have multiple sign-offs, and also this is little bit difficult to understand that what is happening here, right? So for that we have a compose function which we get from redux. So if you check compose compose redux, you will see what it does. So you can chain it, not chain it, but you can parameterize your components in an order. It's not sign up man, we want to use usc compose that we will get from redux. Okay, that's the one thing. We'll copy this function and we will use it here. So export default compose, and here in the second one your sign up will go because component. And first, now this will take what it takes. It takes parameters, I think. It does not take objects here. So it will take a parameter, higher order components in the parameter. So first will be the connect one, second will be the redux form. And why we used connect here? Because redux form is using our reducers. So that is the reason. And what else? The redux form is still here, right? So just the second function as the redux function, and that is the use of compose. So if you see here, it will tell you that it is required, and we will do this. We will check again if is there any error, because I do a lot of syntax errors. So the composes functions from right to left, right? This is a functional programming utility, and it includes redux conventions, arguments, the functions to compose. Each function is expected to accept single parameter. It revolves. Okay, so yeah, you can see apply middle value will go, def will go, so many things will go. So that is the one reason we use. And yeah, the application is working fine, and this we have configured properly. The third thing which we have to do for doing the sign up is to create a reducer. I think we have any reducer, auth reducer we have, and you have a user null is login, is error, is token, everything is there. So make this, instead of auth reducer we will make it a or let it be auth reducer. Okay, let it be auth reducer. And there is one function which we are returning. Okay, so we'll create a new function which is create user, and it is better to create single functions, small functions for each and every uh, what do you say, API call if you are making, or um, what do you say, man, each and every module also, you can say each and every small functionality. So because in the long run, if you write everything in a single function, it will become very difficult for you to read. So we'll do state equal to like this, and act action will pass here action, and here we will do a, what do you say, will return, simply will return a return state. Okay, now we will see what do we want inside our state. So we don't want token here, which we can set somewhere else. Errors, we want errors is logged in. User we don't want. I don't want user here. Okay, and then create user, state equal to actions, and for now it is fine. We'll extend it and we'll see how. Yeah, not completely fine, but yeah, somewhat it is fine. And we'll go here, we'll use this one, combine reducer, we'll pass it here, and instead of this one we don't want. Let's check if we did anything. No, we have not done anything, so we'll simply remove this. We'll use the combine reducer here. Well, this is a function, it takes this one, it will take this create user, and that's it. So the reducer is ready to start coding for the start implementing the functionality. Now we will see we have action or not. So I can't see where is my action function. I think I have not created, or what, maybe I have not created. So we'll create a folder The name will be actions will be fine, and the first function will be first file will be auth dot actions dot js, and that's it. Next thing is we have a sign up here. So yeah, first is null, second is a second will take a function. So the function name will be map dispatch to props is fine. It's fine. It have a property, it have a parameter which is dispatch, then it returns an object. So we'll return what? It returns anything, means it returns an object of functions. So the dispatch is also a function. We simply return dispatch. So what does this mean is we are dispatch equal to dispatch. So we are using a lot of ES6. If you don't understand, go and study that one first, and we simply have to pass this one here. Okay, now there is a button which whose name is this dot on submit. Okay, we'll check our on submit. Here we have a create user, so instead of log we will do this dot create user, and here we will get all the values 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 will be name, email, password. Instead of boom we will do what we have to do, this dot props dot dispatch. And why we are accessing dispatch from this dot props? Because we have mapped dispatch to props. It means it will uh, map this dispatch function to the props for this component. So that is what the reason of that function. And yeah, so since dispatch is a function, we'll call function here, and we have to pass the action which we will create inside this one. So it will be a little bit complex or confusing because we are creating a lot of functions and files. So re-watch this video. Other tutorials also there, you can watch those also. Export export, not default, but we'll do const const. Yeah, so the function name will be create new user equal to, and now we are going to use, I will not tell the name what we are going to use, because when I'm going to use, then only I'll tell. Yeah, so what action does is it returns an object which will have a type which is something user created successfully, and some payload, 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 right? Some payload will be something, but we want to do the API call here inside this create new user, and if I'll do that here, it will throw an error. So let's check. And for checking it, how we can do, what we have done here is this dot dispatch. Yeah, first of all we have to import that function again. Import import. We have to go, the name of the function is create new user. Where is that? Here we'll copy it, and then we'll use it here. We'll go from one step back, actions slash auth dot act actions, that's it. And then we have to pass this function here. Yeah, and it will return an object. So right now it will be fine because it is returning an object, but suppose if we do any API call, it will throw an error. So let's do the API call, and for doing the API call we have created a service file which we have here. So we'll import that function which is a fetch API. Import fetch API from one folder up, then services or service slash API is the name of the file, and we will do const response equal to await fetch API, which will go here, and this function will become async async function. Oh my god. And let's do this. Unexpected key, user is logged in, token found, previous state received by the reducer, expected to find the known reducer key instead of create user. Unexpected key will be ignored. So where it is, It is talking about our reducer, which is this one. Okay, we'll refresh again and it is fine. Now we will type some name, now we will type some email which is not validated, now we will type some password and sign up. So actions must be plain objects. Use custom middleware for async actions, right? So this is the error. It is coming because we are doing this, and it is saying in the first line that actions must be plain objects. It should be plain object. You should not do any kind of other calculations inside your action functions. So for doing what we actually want, for doing the custom for async, yeah, so for using here it says use middleware for async actions. So whatever it is saying, you have to do that because that's how coding works. So for that we will go inside our store and then we will import Thunk, and that is why Thunk is required. Thunk, Thunk from where? Redux Thunk, redux redux Thunk, and that's it. Not that's it, but yeah, we have to pass this inside of apply middleware. And now if I reload this, and if I pass something here, something here, and something here, and then we will see what is going to happen. Actions must be plain object. Use custom middleware for async functions. Custom middle, yeah. So simply we have used Thunk here, means we have configured Thunk, we have not used actually. So for using it, we should rearrange this action function. So how to rearrange? Instead of returning an object, now it will return a return. One second. It will return a function which will have two properties, two parameters. One is a dispatch and one is a get state. So here, yeah, that's how we return a function. Return first parameter will be this patch patch. Second will be get state, and get state right now not required, so we'll remove it from here, and that's how we return a function. And instead of this one, this function will become our async function because we are doing all the promise calls inside this function. All right, all right. And now we can redispatch anything as many times as you can from here. So that is why the Thunk is required. And now what we have to do, we have to use Trycatch Block so that if any error comes, at least our application should not crash. And now if you do reload, it will tell you to dispatch something, I think. Yeah, right now it is not telling, but we have to return something anyhow. We have to dispatch something, not return. So here what we have to do, in try we have to use const response response equal to await await, then fetch API fetch API. It will take some parameters, and the parameters will be what it takes. First will be the URL. So we have the URL, so we have the base URL, so we will use the instead of base URL we will use the API URL, endpoint URL. So that is user, and then create, and then second thing is methods. Second is method, so we'll use, this is a post method because we want to send some data. Then we have to send the body, so body, here body will come, body is payload simply. So here goes the body, and then we have a status code which is 200. We want status code to be 200, and then what else we have? Token is null, and token we don't have as of now, so this much is the code. And our API is running on localhost on port 3333. So we'll configure this. Instead of localhost, instead of this we will write local host 3333 four times. Okay, and now we will do something here, and some error will come, and we will see that this is the email, this is the password, and we did sign up. But before that we will open this, remove this, sign up, and we'll see request body required. Oh my god, I have passed it, man. actions create. Okay, so the request body is required from sign up also. I think we have not passed. This will go from here, then only. My mistake. As I said, I do a lot of silly mistakes, and that's how I learn. That's how everyone does. Now we'll do sign up and we'll see what is happening. Network request failed, and why this is happening is because we have used localhost here. So as I told you, localhost will not work in the inside our applications. For that we need an IP address. So we'll go inside a system preference and we'll click on this back button. We have a network tab here. Simply copy this IP address if and only if your backend is running on your local. And then we have to, what we have to do, refresh the application. Yes, refresh done. Some email, some password, and sign up. And we'll see we got a 200 response. It means the data has been created on side the backend. Now what we have to do, we have to log in the user. So for login the user, what we have to do, we have to tweak our this reducer function. So and for that there is one. Okay, we'll do one thing more before doing anything inside this reducer function. I'll create the same user again and we'll see what error comes. So I did this and I got a 400 request. Okay, and now where is our action? Here is our action, and we'll do this log here. Okay, and okay, I have to refresh it again. Shit, man. So I'm not only what do you say, showing you how to log in, but some error handlings also we are covering here. See now this typing is slow, but the data will be typed correctly, because see, so now this is an object which is coming from here, and now if I'll click again, it will give me something like response. And so now first time it returned a body, second time it returned a, what do you say, promise. So we'll go inside this, and here we'll create a function, not function, an object that will be result. So we don't have token yet, so we'll make token null. And why we are passing this token, we have to pass this token here to the response body if we get from here. That is why we have to pass, and we have to store it inside our application in the async storage, so that next time we can use it. Null, then success of this API call will be false by default. And third thing will be body, response body. What do you say, what do you want to make? Let it be null. Here we created three things, and try catch. Here the log is working fine. Then we go here is the response body. So here we do here result dot success will become true, true. And then we have to get this. Okay, so in response we'll get this from response itself, so we will not get this from response body. So we have to check if response dot headers or header, how can you say, headers, spelling headers dot get the name of this X token. We'll pass it as a string here. So if it is there, then result dot token token equal to same thing which we passed here. And one thing has been done. Second thing, third thing will be instead of returning this, we will return the result. So we'll return the result and this response body. So instead of const, we'll do result dot response body will be this. And now if you see, if I'll do refresh, and if I'll again create a user, you will get a result. Inside this one token will be there, which will be, maybe there is a token, then you will get the token, then success will become true here, and response body will become the body which you will get from here. Okay. Okay, now if it is not going here, means it is going somewhere here, so the success will be false by default, token will be null, and response body will be not this, but response body will be the, what do you say, something like, where have we done here, yeah, so simply we will pass, copy this one, and we will paste it here. Oh, wait, so whatever the error will come, it will go inside this. Okay, and now we will check here. So and one more thing, instead of throwing the response, we will throw result, so that this, when we'll throw it here, it will go inside the error and will return the error. So the return is result, and that will be done. So I will reload the application, and the application got crashed because of reloading a lot of time. Ooh, why? Yeah, everything is fine. And now if you see, oh my god, I'm fed up with this yellow box. We can remove this yellow box, so now you see, we got a token, we got a success, we got yeah, response body also, we got this. Okay, now if I click on this again, you got a, so you see, token is null, success is false, response body is something, uh, this error. So you see, there are so many, you got the error also, duplicate key, and all those things you got. Okay, but one more thing, one more issue is there, and that issue is that if you are getting, suppose, a text, that we will handle later, that I'll show you next time. If instead of getting a JSON from the server, if you are getting any text, simple text, then how to handle those things. And simply, if the timeout is happening, we have to return here, uh, what should, is request timeout, response timeout, request timeout, request request timeout. Yeah, so simply we are returning a text here, and this will go again here somewhere. So how will you handle the text, because for the, at that time JSON will not work, right? So those things we will see in the next video. Meanwhile, what we have to do, we have done this here, we have to log in the user inside our application also, and then we will go inside our auth, and here we will do a little check if response.success success. If you are getting success, then what do you have to do, you have to dispatch actions. Okay, else will go here, we'll write else also. Now we have to dispatch some actions, so that we can store it inside our redux store. So for that we will create some actions here, and for that we will do switch expression. So expression will be action dot type, which we have to check, and then instead of returning state here, we'll return inside our default function this. Yeah, so the case will be first case, we'll create some name like create user and loading, then we will create what do we have to return, uh, initial state, should we use it or should we not use it, let's use it, man. Initial state, we have to pass it here, or let's not use it, initial state. Yeah, we'll return a function. This break is not required because we are returning something, so whenever we return something, the function ends there. retur, and return state, so is loading, will create a function, sorry, a property. Right now it is loading, so we'll make it true, and then make it token equal to null because it is loading, and is error, which is false, is success, which is false, We can simply check is error true or false here itself. But why we are creating is error and is success? Because it helps if you are building a big application, and it seriously helps. uh, right, right, because by default when it is loading, is error will be false. And suppose you have to check if there is no error and though no success, some kind of this functionality suppose you have to implement somewhere, then sometimes it becomes very crucial. That is the reason I'm doing it for myself. But yeah, if you can do it in your own way, then you have more power. error will be errors will be Errors will be, what should we do? Simply, it's also null because we don't have any error right now. It is loading. And why we are doing, because create user is a one-time process. So when you load it first time, when you create the user, the loading should be true and rest all should become null. So that is the logic here. Second will be creat, man, creat, create. Why this is not working? Creat, create us here, user success success. Now here we all, not here, man, return an object where your all these things will become, will going here. And see, we are simply returning a new state again and again. We are not using that what do you say, partial update on those things. So is load will go false here, token will become act action dot tok and token. Is error will become false, is success will become trua true, errors will be null, and that's it. We will store the user which will get from the API call in somewhere in another user, which will be a kind of user reducer, because we don't want to store it here. That is create user, here will become fail, fail. Is loading false, token is not there, so it will become null. Is error true, is success false, and this errors will become action dot payload. Let's pass the payload. And now we are done to create the, since we are done with the reducer we wanted to create. Now we will use it. So first of all we will go here inside our now here we will dispatch. Simply we have to dispatch type will be create user. That's it. Then if it is goes to the success, then we have to dispatch what are we taking here, auth reducer. If it is success, then token only we are taking here. So the name will be, I'll copy from here, I'll paste it here, and then we'll do some modifications like this. And then payload, no, we are not token, yeah, it should not be the payload, it should be token. So the token will be response dot token token, and this dispatch is fine. And now we will throw an error, throw, throw. What do we have to throw? Simply this response. We have thrown the response ROR error. And now we have to dispatch again. Dispatch create user instead of success, fail, fail, and token is not there. Payload will be error dot response body, pon response body response body. And I think we are done with the dispatch functions we wanted to create. As you see, now there are two more things we have to do, which is we have to create a loader, and we have to create login functions also. But yeah, this is how we have to do for this sign up. And yeah, so for now I think this much is fine. See you next time in the next video. Till then, subscribe, like, dislike, comment, compliment, ask questions. Let me know what else do you want to know. Let me know if you are getting an error somewhere. And yeah, one more thing I want to tell you, like I got some comments like somebody is clicking on this sign in, it is not going sign in because I think something I have done wrong here, because I have done action.pop. So I think I have to log in, then it will go. We have to check if the name we have given correctly. Yeah, so it went. So some guys are facing these navigation errors. What they have to do, first of all, they have to check if there is any error in the console. Second thing they have to do, if there is any error, yeah, if there is any error here itself. And the third thing what they can do is, you can send me the screenshot of if you are getting error here or somewhere, right? So do all those things and try to debug yourself also, because the more you debug, the more you learn. That is what the concept is of programming. So till then, bye bye, take care, good night.